Hi guys, myself Samar, and today me and Vaibhav are going to tell you about structures in C. Introduction to structure. The structure in C is a user-defined data type that can be used to group items of possibly different data types into a single type. The struct keyword is used to define the structure in the C programming language. The items in the structure are called its member and they can be of any valid data type. Let's go into the declaration part. We have to declare structure in C before using it in our program. In structure declaration, we specify its members variables along with their data type. We can use the struct keyword to declare the structure in C using the following syntax. The syntax starts with the keyword struct and the structure name. Within the curly braces, we are going to declare the data type and the member name, and enclose the curly braces with semicolon. The above syntax is also called as struct template or structure template or structure prototype, and no memory is allocated to the structure in the declaration. If you go to structure definition, to use structure in our program, we have to define its instance. We can do that by creating variables of the structure type. We can define structure variables using two methods. The first method is like this: structure variable declaration with structure template. Here the struct keyword is followed with the structure name, and within the curly braces we should specify the member name and their data types. Before closing, after closing the semicolon, we will declare the variable name also. Here we have declared it as in the syntax variable 1 and variable 2 and so on up to variable n and semicolon. In the second type, structure variable declaration after structure template. Once you finish the syntax of structure within the main function or outside the main function, as soon as you finish the structure, you can write this piece of code where the struct keyword is followed by the structure name and the variable name. So now, how to access the structure members? We can access the structure member by using dot operator. The syntax is like this: structure name dot member1, structure name dot member2. In the case where we have a pointer to the structure, we can also use the arrow operator to access the members. Now let's see the initialization part of the structure members. Structure members cannot be initialized within the declaration. For example, the following C program fails in the compilation. Here we are trying to initialize the values which are zeros to both the member variables which are x and y, which is not possible because we are inside the structure. The reason for the above error is simple. When a data type is declared, no memory is allocated for it. Memory is allocated only when variables are created. We can initialize the structure in the following ways: using assignment operator and using the initializer of list. In initialization using assignment operator, struct keyword is followed with the structure name and the variable name. The variable name and the member name are separated with the dot operator. Here we are trying to access the member name and we are trying to store the value which is value 1 to the member name. Similarly for the rest of the members. In the second method, initialization using initializer list. Here struct keyword is followed by the structure name and the structure variable. The values are given here itself. In this type of initialization, the values are assigned in sequential order as they are declared in the structure template. Here is an example for structure in C. The C program to illustrate the uses of structure. Here, struct, this is the keyword and this is the name of the structure. There are 4 members and we have closed the curly braces. Here is the second structure with the name struct2, str2, and there are 3 members, and the variable declaration with structure template. Here we have declared a variable, okay, for the structure, second structure. In the main function, we can access str1, I mean the structure 1, by the variable which is variable 1, and the values are given within the curly braces. Similarly for the variable 2, the same values have been copied. In the second structure, the we are using variable 3, and these are all the values given for that. And here we are trying to copy the values of the variable 1 to variable 2, and within the printf we have what printing the output for structure 1, structure 2 and structure 3. Even while printing, we are using this as a dot operator, and for the structure 1 the output is like this: I is 1, C is A, F is 1.00, this is a floating type, and S, which is a string, gives us Greeks for Greeks. Similarly for structure 2, and in structure 3 the I value is initialized with 5 and the C value is A, and the floating type gives us 5.00, which is again a floating point. Self-referential structure. What is self-referential structure? Here the inside the structure, the one of the members will be a pointer which will be pointing to itself. The self-referential structure in C are those structures that contain references to the same type as themselves, that is, they contain a member of the type pointer pointing to the same structure type. Example, struct keyword is followed by the structure name and the members. Here if you can notice, the third member is a string, str, and the pointer we can differentiate, we will get to know that it is a pointer by this asterisk symbol. If you go for the example, we can see the pointer here which is next, it is of type pointer, and str is the variable. Here the pointer we are giving, what is a pointer? Pointer holds the address of the variable. Here ptr1 is holding the address of variable 1, and the arrow and can also be used for accessing. The output will be 10 and 20 for this program. The rest of the topics will be continued by Vaibhav.
Hello everyone. Now I am myself Vaibhav, and I am going to continue the topic of structures in C. Let us see about the type def for structures. Now the type def is a keyword that is used to rename a specific structure into to a new name. In case of C, where we use structures, each structure variable and members of the structures, while accessing them we have to use the keyword struct plus the structure name every time of the usage. Instead of this, we can use the keyword type def to rename the structure into another name, so it is easier to access the structure variables and member variables of the structure. So the type def keyword is used to define a alias for the already existing data type. So when we see the example here, we have a structure called as str1 with the member variable int a. Now every time we have to use the structure str1, we have to use the keyword struct and str1, then the structure variable. So instead of this, we are renaming the whole structure to str1 here, where we are using the keyword type def struct str1. So the whole struct str1 is renamed to str1. Another structure is directly renamed to str2 using type def struct str2. So each time we are using the str1 and str2, we do not need to use the keyword struct, which we can see here, where we are using as str1 variable 1 equals to 20 and str2 variable 2 equal to 314. So it is easier to access these variables. We can see the output here. So type def is used as a shortcut to accessing the name of the structure and the structure variables. Now let us see some of the uses of structures in C. Now, structures are very important structures in the C. So, let us see some of their uses. The structure can be used to define custom data types. So, it can be used to create complex data types such as dates, time, complex number, etc., which are not present defaultly in a C language. It can also be used in data organization where large amount of data can be stored in different fields, as it supports multiple types of data into a single structure, hence known as structure in C. Structures can also be used to create data structures, important data structures such as trees, linked list, which use structures as their main backbone. They can also be used for returning multiple values from a function. These are some of the uses of C. Now let us discuss about the limitations of C structures. Now, though C structures are very useful and very important, they have a few limitations. Some of them are high memory consumption. Since C structures are a combination of multiple data types, all of them may not be initialized. All the memory spaces which are being defined may not be used. So there is high memory consumption and also wastage of spaces sometimes. No data hiding. C structures do not permit data hiding. The structure members can be accessed by any function using the structure variable anywhere in the scope of the structure. Functions inside structures. C structures do not permit any functions to be used within the structures. They can only be used to declare and define some of the data types and their variables. Static members. C structures cannot have static members inside their body, which means that any C structure cannot have a constant value or static functions inside them. So they do not support static members. Construction creation in structures. Structures in C cannot have constructor inside a structure. So structures in C do not support a constructor which are used to initialize variables. So constructors cannot be used in C. These are the few limitations of structures in C language. Thank you.